Okay, so I hope this is working. We're going to see exactly how to fill out Rav Weiss Shlita's email, Mechiras Chametz. So we're opening up the email, and it shows up here on the screen. You could also download it. The problem is if I download it, I can't take a screen video capture. Okay, so we fill it out like this. Over here is the date. So Yom, I think today we're at the 10th day of Nisan. So we would click here and type in 10. I can't edit it here because I'm online, but you can see what we're talking about. So this is where you're going to put in the date. Over here is your name. It says Ani Hachasum Lamata. And by the date, it's just the day, the Hebrew date. It says Yom blank, which is of Nisan Tafshin Pei. So all we need is the day. If you're doing it on Friday, I believe it's the 10th of Nisan, but please check me on that. Ani Hachasum Lamata. This is I who am going to sign at the bottom. So this place is where you're going to put your name. You could type it in English or Hebrew, but it should be your name, what you are legally called. Hagar Berechov, this is your street, the street that you live on. Mispar, this is the number of the street. So if you live on, 4 Clark Streets, you would put 4 over here and Clark Street over here. Which city you live in, and what country you live, you could put here as well. So I would put here Jerusalem, Israel. You could put, New York, America, and here is our phone number. Okay, so this is the phone number that we could be reached at with the extension if it's an international number. This paragraph says over here that with this document, we're giving permission to Rav Asher Weiss and his Beis Din, or anybody that they give the power to do whatever they can with my chametz, mixtures of chametz, any type of chametz, and not only the chametz itself, but the place where the chametz is. This is a halachic mechanism that allows the actual karka, the land under which the chametz is, to be sold to the non-Jew, and that's actually how he is able to acquire the chametz, and then through that he's able to acquire chametz in other areas as well, of mine or of other people that is in my rishus, in my property, or that I'm responsible for, or anybody that may be, yipui koach, like something for them, not a messenger, what the word is right now, but if you are power of attorney of somebody else, that's what it is. So all of this, I am giving the power to sell, to give it away, whatever they want to do with it, to rent, anything they want, they could do with it. With all of my chametz. Now, what chametz I have? So over here, pirut hamotzrim just means you write. You don't have to write down every single thing you have. If you have, groceries and liquor, you could put down, or you could put just whatever it is. It doesn't have to be listed specifically. It could just be, the type of foods that it is. Pirut hamekomot. So this means, you could write here just all places that are marked off as sold. If you only have one room that you sell, so then that's what you'll put here, the basement or, the attic. But you could just write here any place that I mark, that those are the places that should be sold. And then obviously before, by Friday morning or Erev Yom Tov morning, Wednesday morning, you have to make sure that those places are marked off. And if they're marked off, then they will be included in the sale. Okay, let's skip this piece for now. Over here. So now we're saying that I am also willing to give over the keys, to the person who's going to be buying this, and wherever they are, to my car, to my wherever it is, the person, if they want the keys, they're going to be able to get them. And then we have to give here another phone number, somebody else who, if they can't reach me, so who can they reach to be able to get the keys should the need arise? Now it goes on to say that through this, I am hereby giving over all power of attorney, and that everything here works halachically and legally, and it's binding in every which way, and they can do whatever they want to do with my chametz. And then at the bottom, al zeba chasam, we write our name. We should write it the way that we would sign it, if we were signing a document or something like that. And the Rav explained in his Shabbos HaGadol Drasha that by filling this out and having it sent from your email, since that is admissible in court, he was explaining that a court would accept that as evidence that I sent an email if it came from my email address. That gives koach to this. Furthermore, the last part over here is the Rav included that if a person wants to sell their utensils, since this year a lot of people are having difficulty getting to a kelim mikvah, or the mikvahs are closed completely, so the Rav had paskined that we have the ability to sell our kelim here in the same way. So if a person would like to sell new utensils, you fill that in over here, and what those utensils are, and then Rav will sell them with the chametz, and then we are going to be borrowing them back, but that's going to be a permanent borrowing, in other words, or until such time that we can take them back and bring them to the mikvah. But all the time that they belong to the non-Jew and we are just borrowing them, so then we don't have to take them to the mikvah. They're not chayiv in tevila. So that you can include that over here. But you wouldn't be allowed to use it beforehand. In other words, this would only work for things that you want to use for Pesach, that you're not using before. Things that you need to use before, so don't sell them through the Rav over here. And what you should do is just declare them hefker, declare them completely ownerless. That declaration has to be made in front of three people. But since, usually we can't do that nowadays unless you're somewhere where people can gather, and see each other, on Mirpesed or outside your front door. But you could do it also over the phone or a video chat and declare all your Kalim Hefker. Okay, I hope that this helped how to fill out Rav Asher Weiss's sale document.